Come on, get up.
Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm Trey.
It's your boy Million.
And you have now tuned into Listening to Million.
Listen. This is deeper than a podcast. I need you. I want you to come sit down with us.
And today...
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, y'all? I am Alexander Benjamin Lowe, the name you should know, and I'm so excited to run it back with y'all.
All right,
And
so
he decided to sit down with us. Yeah, see? Yeah.
So you're an education and consulting manager now. And what else?
And professional speaker.
And a professional speaker. Yes. Our boy grew, bro. Because was you doing that in our last pod? If y'all don't know, episode 6, we had Alexander Benjamin Lowe on our 6th episode of Listening to Millions. He was our second guest.
Yeah.
He was our second guest, though.
He was third.
What? No, third?
He was our third guest.
Third.
Because who was our second one?
Sky.
She was our first one.
And then was Devon next?
I think
Yeah,
he was
you had
there.
somebody. Yeah,
Devon was next.
Oh, okay.
Because we released the Devon interview before we released the Sky interview, but Sky was first and Devon was second.
Yeah,
I got you. All right, so shoot, we like to start this off nowadays. This is a little different. Maybe, or we always had this.
It's always. How are you doing today?
How are you doing today?
How am I doing today, y'all? Okay. Listen, I'm excited. It's great to be back in Atlanta, Georgia, instead of because I've been literally chilling in Grand Rapids, Michigan, snowed out, and it's just happy to be back to visit with everybody, to see friends and family. I had my speaking engagement on Thursday. I know I was telling you about earlier, Million, and just really enjoying this moment to just pause and reflect and see folks.
So what brings you to Georgia?
So what brought me to Georgia, my friends, my family, my girlfriend's here, and it's been about 2 months I've been chilling in Grand Rapids, but I wanted to start off my professional speaking career, and so I came back to Fort Valley State University, and that was my first professional speaking engagement on Thursday, and then of course I wanted to come to this podcast and a couple other opportunities that were available to me for this weekend, and I'm also going to go back to our high school on Monday, so
the
really excited.
Academy?
Yeah, to the Career Academy.
For real?
Yeah.
You going to speak again?
I'm going to go talk to the engineering students.
Are you going to tell them about that story, or are you leaving that?
Oh no, that's a little too advanced for them. I'm explaining to them more about grad school and college opportunities and what that looks like. I ain't trying to scar no high schoolers.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what's up, though. I love the fact that you continue to give back to the community now, bro. Because I haven't been back to that campus, and I haven't been back to that school at all. I don't want to go back to high school. I hated it.
I don't want to go back to my high school either. I went to an all-boys school. I haven't been back. I went back one time to speak. And I was a student at NCCU telling kids how to pass classes, and I was not passing. So I was like, that was the last time I went to my high school. And I went again to go pick up my little cousin, but other than that, I haven't been.
You going back to Fort Valley when you graduate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Fort Valley.
I gotta go back to Fort Valley, bro.
I'm not saying
it's a party. I'm not saying a party or anything like that. I'm just saying to just like
on some alumni tailgate stuff.
Yeah, alumni. You're right.
Well,
Homecoming vibes.
I don't even know about that, bro. I don't even know about that. I think I would do speaking or something.
Like KB?
Yeah. KB?
He come back every homecoming.
It's so cringy. I don't want to be that guy. As soon as I graduate, I just want to like low-key disassociate myself for a little period of time. Not completely disown it, but I'm just saying like, all right, Fort Valley, you gave me what I wanted, but I don't want to stay here continuously.
Yeah.
There's people that have graduated and
they're
continue
still
to
here.
crack.
Yeah.
Continue to crack down on freshmen. It's crazy.
Yeah, no,
it's
that
crazy,
is wild. You got to move on. You have to move on.
I don't know why it took me so long to catch it. I'm telling you, I'm just waking up, man.
Bro,
I've been
it's
up, but
crazy to me. How are you doing though?
I'm doing great, man. I had a great week this week. I really did. I had a great week. I started my career.
Okay.
I was gonna say this is the
started my
podcast.
career.
No?
Yeah. So now I'm a staffing specialist. I won't tell you where, but I just handle temporary hires and getting them to full-time work. So
that's what's up, man.
Oh, so you work with like the temps?
Yeah.
So the temp agency. You work for a temp agency.
Yeah, I work for the temp agency, and we temp people out, and all our contracts are temp to hire. So if you complete your contract, you do X amount of weeks, whatever we have on your contract, you get that job full time as long as you don't test positive for any drugs, your background check comes back clear, and what's another thing? And you just show up and do your thing. Like you don't get any violations at work. Like talking
That's
about
awesome, man.
Yeah, it's real cool. You get to meet a lot of interesting characters.
Oh God, I was
Like,
already
a lot-
thinking
it's-
that like because they don't have the jobs for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh damn, does that sound
I mean,
bad?
you're right. They don't have
They
jobs
don't
for a
have
reason.
jobs for a reason.
So a lot of times we're dealing with special needs people. A lot of times we're dealing with felons. And a lot of times we're dealing with just people who fell on bad times. Like it's a couple people who are probably more qualified than every single person in this room combined. Like in this house, including my
Have you
mom and my
helped
dad.
like college students?
I've helped. Yeah, right now I'm helping this college kid with his resume right now because he graduated. He graduated from a school, HBCU in Georgia.
What was it
Yes.
ours?
Nah. It was an HBCU in Georgia, and it wasn't ours. But and they don't compete against us either. But he graduated from an HBCU.
Morehouse, was it what, like a bigger HBCU?
Nah, a small one, Clayton State.
Oh, okay.
But he hasn't used his degree yet at all. Yeah. So it's like that's what like a lot of it. And I saw a video, but we'll get into that later. How are you doing?
I'm good, but hold on, because that kind of scared me. Because first off, I'm good, y'all. I'm all right. I was a little irritated earlier. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Okay. But when you just said that, I just went to Chick-fil-A, and the dude, he was like, because he saw my shirt, he said, "Oh, what school did you go to?" And then I said, "Fort Valley State." He said, "Oh, my stepdad went there." And then he said that he went to, he said he went to FAMU.
Yeah, FAMU. Why you say FAMU like that? FAMU.
He went to FAMU, bruh. He's working at Chick-fil-A right now, and it's just like
He graduated from FAMU.
yeah, he graduated from FAMU.
Okay, we were supposed to talk about this later, but we can talk about this because it's the perfect transition. Is college a scam? Because I watched this video, right?
Oh, this is a great question.
All right, so I watched this video. It was Agent 00 and Lowe.
Oh, I saw
Playback.
that one.
Playback,
bruh.
yeah.
I couldn't even watch it all the way through because I felt like they was coming for me on the low. I felt like they was coming for me on the low. But continue.
So basically what they were talking about was like college. They were saying like how college was a scam. You go there, you get these degrees. I felt hit because they say you get these business degrees, you get these art degrees. I'm like, I'm using my business degree. Forget y'all. But you get these art degrees, you get these degrees that don't matter, right? And then you're spending, in our case, what, $14,000 a year? It's about $7,000
like
a
that.
semester, somewhere in there for Fort Valley. So you're spending $14,000. Some people even more. You're getting
Way more, right?
way more.
Morehouse.
Pockets ran.
20K a
20K a
semester.
semester, 40K a year on school, and you get these degrees and you never use them. And I was like, nah, they just chatting. Like, because I'm using my degree right now. Like, I'm getting my ROI, my return on investment right now as we speak. And I ain't even graduated yet. I don't graduate till May. But then I'm like, who are these college dropouts to tell me how I am going to use my degree? But then I thought about it. I see doctors, people with doctorates, people with masters, people with bachelor's degrees coming to my agency to get warehouse work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, like this dude has a master's in communications, a doctorate in art. Like, why can't he find work? I mean, these degrees, do they really matter?
I love this question, y'all. I mean, I told y'all we in the education and consulting space, aspiring education consultant. So this is a topic that I live on all the time. So yes or no to your question, I believe college is a scam.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe college is a scam. I'll tell anybody about this, but it's a scam that you can still get benefit out of. But the overall idea of if you get this degree, it will undoubtedly prepare you to have a successful career. It's just not a fully factual statement. It's just incorrect. As you can see with the people that you've met.
I disagree with you. I don't think that college is a scam at all. But I'll tell you why. You decide on, although the people who decide are like 18 years old, 19 years old. You decide what your career path is going to be. You decide if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a art teacher, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're telling you, okay, when I first got to Fort Valley, I transferred in and they gave me a list of careers that I could go into based off of each degree. We're telling you, hey, look, if you get this degree, these are your career paths. This is your earning potential. You can look it up online. So if you go into college knowing, all right, I'm going to get this degree in X, and I'm going to use it for YZ, right? And you go to degree, You go to school, you get this X, and you don't end up doing Y and Z. You end up doing 1 and 2. Is like, okay, you didn't follow your plan.
Yeah.
You didn't do what you said you were gonna do. So yes, is it a scam? Because it can be seen as a scam because they're taking money from people who don't really know what they're gonna do. But at the end of the day, I went to college with a plan. I had like 3 or 4 plans. I was a biology major. I said I was gonna be a physical therapist. That didn't work out.
Yeah.
Then I went to a computer science major. I was gonna be a computer scientist. That didn't work out. I went to a social work major. I was like, they don't make enough money. And I finally found something where I was good at. I could use my voice, and I could use which is business management, and I could use my personality in order to sell myself to make money. And which I do now. Like even with the podcast, I sell myself. So if you're able to use this degree and use what you learned in school and turn it into a ROI, a return on investment, then of course you're gonna be good in the long term. But short term value in the selling points of college, they can be seen as a scam because a lot of people only get sold on college because you hear about booze and booty.
So I love everything you said right there, right?
Yeah.
And the booze and booty is hilarious. I want to take it a little bit further into why I think it's a scam. It's not any aspect of them taking money, because I think you should exchange goods and services. I don't think that's an issue. I think the issue is that yes, now at the time they're making the decision when they're like 17 to 18 or they're adults. But I think about the language and some of the messages that we've been, pumping into students since kindergarten maybe?
Yeah.
And so while yes, you have the ability to make your own decision, but if you've been told something since you were 5 years old all the way up to you were 17 that essentially if you want a good job, it has to be through the college lens. That's the part of it that I consider a scam. Because there are some people who genuinely never knew that they could just go straight into trade school.
And that's true. In all honesty, like what Agent 00 and Lowe said on their video is you don't even need a school. Technically, like let's say if you want to be a video editor, professional video editor, you don't have to buy anything but Adobe Premiere Pro. You don't have to buy anything but DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and you can figure it all out by yourself.
You can do that, yes.
Like, even with what I do, fitness, I learned everything I learned about being an online virtual coach through YouTube. Yes, I have my certifications. Yes, I'm about to be a certified personal trainer. I'm getting everything the correct way, but a majority of the knowledge I know is learned from YouTube, learned from a Google search. Like, you don't necessarily need college. And then so like for me to say that you're scamming me because I'm going to school because I want to be in theater, that's not fair to the institution. Because like everybody knows you don't need school to go into theater. It's a hoax of famous actors who never went to college.
Yeah,
you know this. You had access to this information your whole life. So it's like, am I really scamming you for you being naive enough to believe that this degree will take you to the next level?
Let me tell you why college is a scam. Because right now I'm paying $71 for an activity fee. Right now I'm paying $220 for an athletic fee for the spring semester alone. Bruh. I'm paying for a health fee. I haven't even used that clinic.
You can waive all of that. You can waive all of that.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Bro, they don't tell me. They don't let me know that. That's why
you don't
it's a
read.
Scam. No,
how are you mad at the institution because you don't read?
Listen, bro, college definitely is a scam, but it definitely does give that opportunity there.
Yeah.
It really, if we keep it a stack, is really what you do with it.
Yes.
Because anything in life could be a scam. People could look at a job, a regular 9 to 5, as a scam. Some people look at it as an opportunity. But like the thing is, people, like you said, with the editing and stuff like that, there's no reason why mass communication majors should not have a podcast on campus right now.
Exactly.
Why are we the only ones on campus with a podcast, bro? We're neither one of us are mass communication majors.
Hey, mama.
Hey. Oh, you was a mass communication major? Oh. Okay, congratulations. That's where Trey got it from. But I'm just saying they don't use that to their advantage oftentimes.
And that's what I'm saying. How am I gonna call somebody a scammer for me not reading the fine print?
Interesting.
That's like calling Planet Fitness or any gym a scam because people don't want to cancel their memberships after the 2 months that they go. That's not the scam. The scam is you not reading the fine print. The scam is not reading. Oh, we're not gonna hold you accountable for being there. We're not gonna make you. I'm not gonna, as a personal trainer, I'm not gonna make you come to the gym.
Trey, you're sitting.
What
here
is the
telling me-
definition of the word scam? Because I think we're getting into the semantics of what a scam is.
Let me go ahead and look.
Because I'm not saying you need to take any college or university to court for what they're doing. Because I still think, like, I still see the value, actually. My value in college is actually the networking aspect. Because you get to be around so many like-minded individuals towards advancing themselves that are in your age group. I see a huge benefit to that.
The dog will you catch the dog. Okay, well, continue.
Oh no, I was ready for
Okay,
the definition.
So the definition of a scam is a dishonest scheme of fraud. Honestly, everybody that signs up for college knows exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know that tuition beforehand. You know that, hey, you're taking these X amount of classes and this is the amount of the classes.
So I guess the question isn't is college a scam? Is do you need it?
Ooh,
And
I think I like the
to
change
each
of that
their
question.
own. To each their own, for real. To
If
each their own.
you can't be of course you can't be a doctor without going to college.
Facts.
But
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Am I gonna sit here and say that you need college to be a millionaire? No, it's too many examples of people who made it on their own without going to college. Like way too many examples. Like over.
I agree.
I ain't gonna lie. I use college as I know when I graduated high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even have a job set up or anything, bro. So I was just like, yo, I need to at least do something. So I just applied for a college. I went to Georgia State. And then I just continued on because I started it. But that's the only reason why I chose college. And some people are usually, and right now I can't even lie, I'm not even going to be using my major now that I think about it for real.
Yeah, because everything you're doing, you're basically a mass comm major.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
this
all
point, yeah.
internships are mass comm.
Yeah, all my internships right now is mass comm.
Yep. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild, bro. That's wild.
And then I mean, even coming out of high school, I didn't want to be anything in college. Like you can ask my mom, I wanted to be a firefighter. I wanted to be a firefighter like my entire life. My mom was like, all right, you can be a firefighter, but you're gonna be a firefighter with a degree. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to college. I mean, ain't no point of being no firefighter. So
I had said in my video, my own personal YouTube video, that people that get master's degrees are like people that don't necessarily know what they want to do after college.
That's tough.
And what do y'all feel about that though? Because honestly, I mean, it's like I don't think a master's degree is necessary. Like, okay, for business at least. What are you getting a master's degree in business for?
ROI is
when you
crazy.
could just start a business.
ROI is crazy.
The return of it,
Accountants,
yeah.
accountants,
I
they
will
make a
say
lot of
that.
money. Business consultants, they make a lot. If you know what you're doing, like I said, all college is knowing what you want to do with that degree.
Yeah.
If you know for a fact, if I get this master's degree, I can go up and I can go from entry level to accountant, and skip accountant 2, accountant 3, and go to master accountant. Then what's the purpose of me going?
I agree. I mean,
Hold up.
oh, you want to cut
Yeah,
it?
I got it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is college a scam? Or what was the question I asked?
Or
Is it a necessity?
or do
Is
you need
college,
college?
do you need college?
Parents, you gotta love them. You gotta love them, right? You just gotta love them.
I would like to introduce everybody to our additional guest today.
All right. So
Hey, mama.
while we're on the topic of parents right now,
Yeah.
Zaya Wade has officially been granted a name and gender change from the government or something. The question is, should children be allowed to get a transition? Should children be allowed to transition?
You don't want my answer to this question.
I do.
We ain't gonna have a
you know we
podcast no
need
more after this question.
What is it? What is it?
Okay, in all honesty.
Bro, we have never held back our opinions.
All right, in all honesty, no. You should, like, you don't know what you want at 12 years old. And I have a perfect example.
You thought you was gay?
No, but it's somebody very dear to my heart
Whoa.
who assumed that they wanted to change genders at a very young age. And as she grows up, she realizes she was just influenced by the wrong things opposed to actually wanting to do that. So, like, the more, like, she started off, she thought she was transsexual because that's all she was around. And then she got a little older, she thought she was gay because that's what she saw a lot. But as we changed her environment, we took her from one school to a different school, she just realized, oh, that's not what I really liked. It's just what other people around me liked and I wanted to fit in. So a lot of times when you're young, you're impressionable. So it couldn't be that person. I mean, of course, I can't say, I don't know. I've never lived that life. So I can't say that you don't want what you want. But oftentimes, at least from my experience, it's all about what you surround yourself with and what you think is cool at that moment. Because even when we were kids, I mean, everybody, I bet you want to be a professional athlete.
Yes.
I still want to be a professional athlete. I think I'm going to be a professional powerlifter. Like, I still think I'm going to be a professional powerlifter. At sports, I can lift weights, and I got video proof. But, so it's still like everybody has that thing where, like, when you're a kid, you're impressionable. You see stuff you think is cool, and you want to do it. So I can't sit here and say that you should let a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old make their own decisions, because raise your hand if you're doing what you wanted to do at 12 years old.
I'm not doing what I wanted to do.
Not even close.
Not right now. I thought I was gonna be somewhere else by the time I was 22. You were keeping it a stack.
Yeah.
But see, Alex, you want to work with kids and children and stuff like that in the future. How would you feel if like one of those children came up to you and was like, "Well, Mr. Lowe, I'm thinking about transitioning," or something like that?
So okay, this is tough. How do I feel about it? But yeah, I think the question. So going back to the base question of like, if children should be allowed to do these things, I would say from the government perspective, I would say no, because you're talking about like a change to your body that like you can't go back on, and trying to put that decision in the hands of a child is, I don't think that's just a good setup for success. So now again, some people are like, hey, I know I'm 16 or whatever. I think that's debatable, I guess, with their parents. I don't know. I think ultimately that's like a parent decision. But do I think that children should be making these types of decisions? No, I don't think so.
Y'all not gonna hear me say yes. Y'all not gonna hear me say yes at all. I definitely wouldn't be okay with my child saying, hey, I want to be, well, I can't say that. I was going to say I wouldn't be okay with my kids saying that they want to be a different gender, because I can't really help that. But if they're asking me and pressuring me into making them change or transition that, I couldn't do it. I could not do it, because I know when I was 12 years old, bro, my mind was everywhere else. Yeah. And then you also have to realize we started growing up around the time when internet became, a thing.
It was like,
it wasn't as prevalent as it is right now.
We had the internet, we had YouTube, but it was probably like one channel that had 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, like we really started it out. But like now it's part of kids' everyday lives, and they're seeing these influencers and legit being influenced. So I couldn't feel 100% confident in having my child transition, knowing that they are having multiple different influences from everywhere else.
Yeah. So it's not really a matter of the action. It's more so like, how can I really let any child make some huge life-altering decision?
Like, if we don't let let children, if you're under the age of 15 years old, you can't even go to jail for life. You can't go to prison for life.
Yeah.
So why would I let you make a cut show?
They can't go to jail for life?
I mean, if you do something crazy enough, yeah. Well, I'm talking about, like, in most cases, most kids don't even get sentenced to prison for much longer than 2 or 3 years. I mean, when I was working at this place called True Green, I was working with a whole bunch of kids who did some bad, well, not kids, adults now, but they were people who did bad stuff when they were like 14, 15 years old. Yeah. And as soon as they turned 18, all that stuff they did, all those burglaries, petty robberies, vanished, and they got a second chance. So why would I let somebody who's under the age of 18, 17 years old make literally a life-altering decision? You know what I'm saying?
But can they transition back?
No. Once it's gone, it's gone.
They can't.
I think it's like a threshold. But I don't know, though.
They can't transition back and forth?
My knowledge is purely based off of one South Park episode. So, like, you don't want to ask me. I don't know.
I have no comment on that aspect. I can't.
I think probably, like, if I cut off my finger, I could reattach it.
Who knows?
I guess I also, so I will say this. I have a very biased opinion on this outside of, because there's somebody that I went to school with, and they recently, maybe like within the past year or so, they recently passed in in a similar surgery, I believe. And so I'm just like, yeah, so I'm just like, it's hard for me to be positive about it if I'm being honest. Like, but that can't be the ultimate decision of it just because I know somebody had a negative experience. But it is just like, dang, they're not here anymore, so they don't get to be anything but dead. And so I'm just like, that's not funny. That's not funny.
You should know why you're like that.
They don't get to be anything but dead is crazy. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I swear to God, I did not mean to do that, bro. Yo. No, I see you look at me. I said, oh, God, no. Yo, I am so sorry, bro. No.
I'm truly
Bro,
sympathetic.
but for real, continue, bro. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry.
We just gonna let it ride out. Let it ride out. Chop it up.
Rest in peace,
Chop
for real,
it.
bro.
Oh.
Rest in peace, for real, though.
Rest in peace.
But continue, though. For real.
I'm crying because that was so.
So
sad.
now do you have a negative stigma towards just the surgery itself?
I mean, there's always a death chance with any surgery, so I can't just like put it all on that. But I'm just saying, like, my current opinion of it, because it's fresh. So I'm just like, dang, I don't know anybody who's had a successful transition. I just know this one negative experience. So I couldn't tell anybody that this would be okay, let alone a child, because I know that that's a real possibility. But ultimately, my answer to the overall question has nothing to do with what the procedure is. It's just I don't think children should be making decisions on any surgeries.
If I'm being quite frank, I don't think anybody under the age of 24 to 25 should be making any life-altering decisions because your brain isn't fully developed till then.
Yeah.
But once you reach a certain age, like 18, 19 years old, it's your life, your choice. Do what makes you happy. But as a parent and as a governmental entity, I feel as if we should put restrictions on what kids are able to do. If I'm able to restrict what type of TV a kid can watch, I definitely should be able to restrict what that kid does with their body. Like, if we don't want kids to, if the legal age of consent in order for you to have sex is until you're 16, why am I letting somebody change their sex before that?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
How old is Zaya?
Zaya
is
about
13. She like 13. Well, I don't know.
13.
I don't know.
I literally,
She
like,
might be fit. I don't know.
one of the most hormonal parts of our lives.
Yeah, Lil Boosie been calling her 12 for the past 4 years.
Zaya is 15.
Yeah. Zaya
is 15 years old.
So, I mean, as a male, he's reached the legal age of consent, but as a female... All right, this is getting confusing.
I'm going to have to let it rest.
Yeah.
I ain't got any other...
So, y'all let us know. Should you be allowed to transition at a young age? But surgery has definitely grown to the point to where you could do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Like aesthetically.
Aesthetically.
But now that, since we in the alphabet community...
Might as well stay there. Might as well stay there. Might as well.
So Saucy Santana said that it's gay to smoke hookah. And in all honesty, I can't disagree with him. I can't. If anybody could be the verdict of what's gay and what's not, it's Saucy Santana. Like, let's be honest. He has so much knowledge on the topic. Like, let's be for real. Let's be 100. Like, how we gonna?
He probably has a great gaydar.
That's what I'm saying.
He has a great gaydar.
He has immense knowledge on what it means to be in that community.
The whole reason why I brought this whole thing up is because there's a lot of things that men cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a pause factor. Or like, I think I was watching a pod earlier today. They said that it's like men are down there in jail.
You can't do nothing.
Yeah, you can't wear umbrellas. You can't have umbrellas. You can't wear pink. You can't smoke hookah. You can't eat a banana. You can't let alone try and eat a glizzy. You know what I'm saying?
I seen this one TikTok and it was this dude. He made a list of stuff that girls deem as gay by men because it was something like she said, "Why as a man are you coordinating your outfits?" And he was like, and he went back to his notes. Cannot coordinate outfits with other guys. Like so it's like what can we do?
What can men do?
What can men do? We can't do nothing.
We can't do
without some type of umbrella being put over it. I was dating this one chick. She thought it was gay that me and you did the podcast late at night.
Say swear to God.
Swear to God.
We were spending the night. I mean, we were spending a night. I can't lie. I don't know, bro. Like everything nowadays is sus, especially for. But it's only with black men though.
Yeah. Because
white men be grabbing on each other's butts all day.
I've been on baseball.
And not saying
teams.
that I want to do any of that. Not saying I want to do any of that.
But I'm just saying, white kids do a lot of weird stuff. Like I'm talking about flash each other, pull each other's towels down in the shower room.
Bro.
Hey, yo, check this out. Like, white kids do some weird stuff.
They do some really sus borderline stuff, and we just let it slide.
But
white. Let you try and do any of that to a black man. It's no go. You can't do anything like that. Why do you think that is, Alex?
Why do I think that is?
Yes. Why are black men so tough on each other when it comes down to this?
I think it's a lack of identity overall. Because when you know who you are and like whose you are and what you're about, like people can't shake you. So I guess my answer to this is my answer personally to what it means to be black. I am black, so therefore everything I do is black. I am a man, so therefore everything I do is a man. Now, if we want to talk, no, I do not use a loofah. now, if we want to talk about,
you put lotion on straight out the shower.
That's gay.
Apparently,
that's healthy. What?
That's what I've heard.
I ain't gonna lie.
So I want to talk about the difference between being okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I have done that before, and a girl questioned me. She was like, "Why do you know to put on lotion straight out the shower?" I was like, "That's what my mama told me to do."
Do you get manicures, pedicures?
I get pedicures. I don't get manicures because I bite my nails.
I do neither.
What was you gonna say though?
I was gonna say I think we've associated like
self-care,
masculine and feminine energy to being the same thing as like what a man and like what a woman is. Because there is a level of separation, and then there's also just like doing things. Then there's just like appropriate time and place for stuff, which also again isn't necessarily like what being a man or being a woman is. Like if you are like in the context of this question, like you can't do anything to stop being a man, but you can do something that maybe is more effeminate than masculine. Yeah. And then you can decide if, okay, this was more of an effeminate thing. Maybe I don't want to per se do it. But just because you do one effeminate thing doesn't completely discredit you from being a man anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of black men that do it, but black women be on it too. Because there was this one night I was with this girl, and we was laying down next to each other. We was kicking it and everything like that. So I was at that time. I really felt a connection, a bond with this woman. So picture her laying down right here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just get on top of her like this. She was like, "Why are you straddling me? That's gay." I said, "Oh my God, I'm with you right now. I'm with you right now," and that was gay. But you know what? I never did it again.
Honestly, y'all, it's just because they know it bothers us. That's like I don't really think this whole like what is the actual answer? There's not a solid answer to any of this stuff. I really just think it's all an effort to drag us down. Right? And I'm not saying like who specifically is doing it, but in that situation, it's just the reason it's said is because we know it bothers us. They know it bothers us. If it didn't matter. Because sometimes there's just like a desire to hurt somebody, so you just say what hurts them. And
that's probably why she said it.
No cap.
You be with Million all night.
And then when you react,
y'all gay.
And then
that's what it was.
And then when you react, they kind of get a kick out of it. Yeah.
Oh, I must be right.
Because recently I also got called sensitive. And that one really hurt. That one really
I
hurt.
ain't gonna lie, I get called sensitive all the time. My mama call me sensitive. I am though. I ain't gonna lie, I am.
Now, I'm not saying explicitly women as the they. I'm just saying whoever has an intent to hurt you. That I wanted to clarify that.
Right.
I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, we're
So
definitely not talking to a specific group.
And we don't do the whole gender wars here. But
not at all. Not at all. But if there was a gender that we were specifically talking to, I mean,
it would be the same gender as my dog.
Crazy. Yeah, that's what it would be. All right.
So y'all take a guess what my dog. Oh my gosh.
All right, man. So hey, can men just
Have a nice dog.
what? How will we end this one off? Can men just be feminine in peace, or what? What is it?
Again, I think typically this is the way I see it. All right, I'm not a doctor. I don't have any sort of credentials to like have a definitive answer on this. I just think on a typical average life, men typically do more masculine things and women typically do more feminine things. But there are effeminate things that men do at times. There are masculine things that women do at times, and that's totally okay. The energy is separate from like the actual being. It's just we have more of an affinity for masculine stuff. That's my viewpoint.
Well,
so no more coordinated outfits. No more lotion fresh out of the shower.
Cannot
and
get
I
on
cannot
top of
be
a
the little
woman.
spoon no
Bro,
more.
I spent too much time being dry. I'm lotioning out the shower. Like what? I was wrong in the past, and now I've been delivered. I'm not gonna be ashy anymore.
But let us know what you think in the comments. And before I end this segment off, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on everything.
You heard him.
So I wanted to talk about LeBron and Jordan, but everybody outvoted me. So we gonna stick with the politics.
The pettiness is real.
We're gonna stick with the politics. The question is, should Joe Biden run again?
Okay. I voted for Joe Biden. I like Joe Biden for what it was. He gave me a fresh take on what it was. Well, not
You voted for Biden?
Yeah, well, a rotten take because he can't be fresh when you're that old. But I feel as if he shouldn't run for president again. I feel like you had a very good point, and I'm gonna let you say it.
The reason why I don't feel like he should run for president again is because the man is getting too old.
But I think
every time he has a speech, he just starts blanking out. Dude be falling almost everywhere around the world.
Okay.
You saw him trying to get up them steps. My boy can't even get up them steps for real anymore.
I agree with you, but me and you be forgetting what we be trying to say too.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But like I said, steps, my boy, he's almost gotten himself up them steps a couple of times.
I know he at least broke a hip one time.
That's what I'm saying.
But
bro.
so in that case, I think that. So, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm listening right now.
So what Million is getting at is, what he told me is he thinks there should be an age limit to president. Just to say the same way there's an age minimum, there should be an age maximum. If I have to be at least 36 years old, I can't be no older than 67 at the start of my term. 70, because that's when you start. That's when you start forgetting your keys in the other room.
Joe Biden is 80 years old.
That's too old.
Joe Biden is 80 years old.
But I felt like Trump was too old too, though.
Trump is 76. But let's keep it a stack, though. Those 4 years,
There's
there's
a
a
lot.
difference.
They mean a lot.
There's
They
a
mean a lot.
difference.
The 4 years
Trump
mean a
is a
lot.
little bit sharper, although he be saying some stupid stuff.
He a little bit
He
sharper.
knows what he be saying.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe Biden knows what he be saying all the way.
I don't think that. I don't think Trump know what he be saying all the way either, though.
But debatable. It's debatable.
Okay,
What do you
but
think?
the
How do
last
feel?
time you
How
had
do
a
feel?
conversation with an 80-year-old, was it fluent? Was it a fluent conversation?
I don't. It depends on which 80-year-old, but most of the time, no. Most of the time, it's not a fluid conversation.
Every time I have a conversation with a person over the age of 77, the conversation goes, "How are you doing today, baby?" 80 different times.
Wow.
Fair. But so I think what I want to get at, to me, it's like it's energy and stress, y'all. Cause like, why are we putting the weight of the world on our elders? Like, I really just like when you're talking about, like, we know what the actual prime of like human beings are. It's like what, 25 to 35 or something like that.
Yeah.
When you're able to handle the most And when you're able to handle the most stress and pressure, and then you kind of go on a downcline, and then you were on a rise since you were born. And I just like from a zoomed out perspective, if we know that being the president is like one of the most is one of the most stressful positions and jobs out there. Yes, I understand the wisdom piece, and I want our presidents to be wise. Age isn't necessarily the only thing with wisdom, but I just wonder like why are we putting such a stressful job on people who, I mean, he's in the retire range.
Such an old man.
Like
just
on such an old person, like
man.
on any old person. So it's not even, to me, it's not just like Joe Biden. It's really just like, why is our system now set up where we have 60, 70-year-olds running for this position?
You gave me a great. I like that. So I feel as if we should lower the age of the accessibility to president to be from, what is it, 36, 34 to like.
It's 35.
35.
Yeah, 35 is president. Yeah.
So let's lower it to like 28, and then make the cap 70.
You also have to realize though, the reason why people keep on voting for these people is because they're like I'm not voting for a 28-year-old. Call it what it is. I promise you, I won't be voting for a 28-year-old. Maybe it's hate, because I dang sure would be hating on the guy. I'd be like, dang, how he has
did you
enough.
get here at
I'm
28?
saying, like, how did you get this far at 28 years old? I low-key
What did
be
you do?
hating. But at the same time, it's also a thing, like, I know my 20-year-olds. Our age.
Yeah.
And I know how we are mentally, and I don't think we're any of us is in the position to where we can run the country.
I feel like 35 is a good. I'm cool with 35. I don't have a need.
35,
I've met
40.
I've met some 60-year-old guys who are less mature than all three of us. Like literally.
You ain't lying.
Some of I wouldn't say my dad calls them friends, but he hangs out with them in the neighborhood. Acquaintances, and I promise you, they're not more mature than I am.
He was 26 when he started the civil rights movement. He was dead at 39.
So 28 is a good age.
Martin Luther King
King was 26.
You said he was dead at 29?
39.
Dead at 39.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he started at 26. When did it start picking up though? When he was in his 30s. It had to have started picking up.
No, it started
when
up
he was
before
in
that.
his 30s.
It started out before that because you gotta remember he graduated college.
When did he do his speech? I Have a Dream. His I Have a Dream speech was probably his peak of his career.
But he was that. I mean, that I Have a Dream. He died like 3 or 4 weeks later.
Again, so he was about 30 something.
Yeah, he was in late 30s. Well, his late life.
6 years after the I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah, I was
I
about to
thought
say
And you
that.
also
there's-
have
there's-
to.
there's some time.
You're also pulling.
There wasn't a March
You're
on
also
something.
pulling out
Yeah, something else.
Anomaly.
Yeah.
That meant, bro.
I mean, not
let's
really,
keep.
but
it
at
stack-
that age, but
no, because
at
bro,
that point in time,
if I'm keeping it a stack with you, I sit up there and I hear speeches from people our age. We can't even give no speeches like how he can.
but at that point in time, it was a lot of people our age who were doing stuff like that because you still had John Lewis was still in his 20s. He was younger than everybody.
Or was
John
it? Is
Lewis
it just
was.
our
John
generation?
Lewis was younger. Who
They-
else?
bro,
Malcolm X was around.
They
that age.
had books.
Huey
They
P.
read books.
We have books
We
too.
don't read books. Keep it a stack. We do not read.
But
where do we get most of our information?
But our
We
producer,
bro,
producer had a great point.
Bro,
They
where do
wasn't
we
they-
get most of our
all of these
information, Trey?
revolutionary
When's the
people.
last time you picked up a book?
Marcus
and read it?
Garvey was in his
When's
20s
the
when he was
last
trying to
time
take
you
us back
picked-
to Africa.
When is the last time you picked up a book and read it, Trey?
When I had to, I don't even want to say it, but
Exactly.
it's recent.
I don't even
You
read
remember-
in my class.
you
I don't
remember-
even read in my class.
You remember when I was?
I'd rather cheat.
Mill.
I'm not, no,
You remember
listen,
when I
you're
had to
not
read
gonna,
that book?
you're not gonna, no.
You remember when I had to?
People
You know
cheat.
what book I'm talking about, though.
I'm honestly scared. I'm honestly scared because I'm scared of our next generation of doctors. I know how much people cheat. I know they're not reading. I know they're not. I'm really scared for our 20-year-olds to be running the country because I definitely don't think that we're that qualified. If I'm keeping it a stack.
What's up, girl? She okay?
Okay. So there's a lot you said in there. I definitely think there's a very valid aspect of the concern of knowing how our peers operate. And we've seen them cram for their biology classes.
Yes.
Right? And you hear what they're saying on TikTok and Instagram about how I just finessed this class. And you see all these nurses hitting TikTok dances, knowing that they're in a medical facility, not doing some. And hey, if they're on break, do what you want on your break. I'm not on anybody on their break time. Okay, I'm not pinching like that. But I think there's a valid concern there. And I am vetting all my doctors. I'm vetting all my doctors. I'm vetting all my family members' doctors.
Yes.
And I think everybody should do that anyway. But I feel like we underestimate ourselves because I have to ask myself, what does it take to be a president of the United States of America if we're coming back to this question? And I highly doubt all aspects of it are just surrounded by age. I think the majority of it is skill and ability, what your plan is, your willingness to handle stress, how secure your own life is. Because I think that there's a value to like being a secure individual when you are running for president. And I'm more concerned on those things than just what number of years you've been on the
I
planet.
feel like you need a president certification before you even run. You gotta take a whole course on what you need to do to run this country.
Okay.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And I kind of like that because if we were able to generalize that a bit more, we make sure it has whatever baseline we agree with. Because one of the challenges with our political opponents is that we feel like only so many people are qualified, and we've compared them as like, oh, well, here's this new person. They got some good ideas, but this person has been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly what to do. I don't exactly know if this person is good enough to be a president, but I know this person has been here. And so sometimes we will take that, oh, they've been here, more than they have good ideas.
And I feel as if there's a president candidate certification, right? Like, you got to be certified for everything else in this country. You need a bachelor's, a master's, a high school diploma to do a majority of the jobs in this country.
Even
you don't
be a
need
pastor. You have to, go through stuff. Yeah.
Technically, you don't even need that to run for president. Technically, you don't need a high school diploma. Just technically speaking, you don't need one. It's not a requirement.
Really,
The only requirement is to be a U.S. citizen.
all you need.
A natural born U.S. citizen.
So I was watching this video earlier on a lady. She was running a cult, and I know it's not the same thing, but I think that all you really need nowadays to be president is have influence.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and plus, I'm not underestimating how hard it is to be an influencer at all. Like to actually have the skill and ability to have people look at you and look up to you and go past their hatred. People be hating on people when they get up top, but actually be willing to follow you. That's a whole skill and talent all in
that
itself.
is. Yeah.
That's a really underrated talent, and some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. But what I was just getting at is like, shoot, Kai Cenat can run for president. I think he'll do pretty good.
If he ran, he probably.
I'm not saying because
young though.
Yeah, you're right. But a lot of these influencers could run for Mr. Beast. He could run for president, and I think he would do some damage. And I'm not saying that he would be good or bad, but that I guess I'm agreeing with you with saying that you do need qualifications because right now it's getting to the point to where all you need is influence.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, Mr. Beast ran for president. He didn't give so like all the money he did giving out on he's giving out on his channel. People voting for him. They could
That's extortion. That's what is that? What is that? When you pay DJs, it starts with a P or something like that. But continue, my bad.
Dang, now I want to know the word.
Now I'm worried about a future where Mr. Beast runs for president because I'm not gonna lie. After COVID, after everything we've seen over these past 3 years, I believe it. It's possible.
Mr. Beast, you got my vote. But let us
know.
know
Got the vote?
Yeah, 100%.
With no campaign.
Because I know it's gonna be giving somebody some money. And I'm gonna be the first person to vote. First 1,000 people vote for me, get $100,000. I'm voting. I'm voting early. I'm voting real early for Mr. Beast.
Yo.
But let us know what y'all think in the comments, man. Should there be a qualification or a certification for you to be president? And should there be an age limit for presidents? But you have reached the end of this podcast. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. We're listening to millions, and this.
It's Alexander Benjamin Lowe, the name you should know.
Where can we follow you at?
Oh, y'all can follow me at there's no A in there. So the letter I, the letter M, Alexander Lowe. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much all the socials that matter. And if you need tutoring services, educational consulting, so that includes tutoring, but it's also just how to be better in the education space, time management, strategizing, practice problems, all that stuff. Or somebody to professionally speak, hit me up.
And you can follow us on everything at Listening to Millions. Sometimes you can just put LI, Listening to Millions, pop up. I'm not flexing. Sometimes you can just put the L and on everything and listening. It's just right there. Like, just right there. I don't know. I mean, I've grabbed other people's phones and typed the L and Listening to Millions was right there. Like, I mean, this not from my phone. This from new random people's phone.
Right.
Come on.
But we'll see y'all
Thank
next
you
time.
Say it with your
for
chest.
tuning in. L2M out.
Peace.
Music, entertainment, black culture. We're listening to.
And I'm counting every one of y'all until I get to a million.